What's up guys, Ethan here, Nerdy Family, and I'm going to be doing a quick review of last night's first episode of DC's and the CW DC's Legends of Tomorrow. So if you guys don't know, I'm going to give you a quick little recap of what it is, and then I'm going to be going into a little bit of spoilers as to what happened in the first episode. So if you haven't watched it, if you DVR'd it and you're going to watch it later, turn away because I will have some spoilers in here. Other than that, so this is basically it. What it is there's a time hunter from DC's. His name is Rip Hunter, and he's from the year, 2166. And in his year 2166, there's a villain, Vandal Savage, who has taken over the world, and he's basically destroying everything. What he decides to do is he decides he's going to go back in time and recruit 8 heroes, kind of, or eight people with abilities to help stop Vandal Savage. So that's basically it in a nutshell. Now, first episode, here we go. So, spoiler time, guys. So once again, don't want spoilers, turn away. So basically, this is it. I'm gonna be going over real quick the 8 people in this team that Rip Hunter goes back in time to find. And the first one he finds is the Atom. What is his name? Raymond Palmer. He finds Raymond Palmer, the Atom. He recruits him. He gets Black Canary, or Sarah Lance, not Laurel, Sarah Lance. And a pretty cool thing in there, Sarah Lance is talking to her sister Laurel, and they're going back and forth, and Laurel tells her she should do it, and she shouldn't do it as the Black Canary, she should do it as the White Canary. She even's got a new costume too. Pretty cool. He also recruits Hawk Girl. Her name is Kendra Saunders, and a Hawk Man, which is Carter Hall. 2 of them to be part of this team, and also Firestorm. You got Jefferson Jackson and Martin Stein. Stein or Shine? I might be wrong. I think it's Stein. And then you also got Captain Cold, which is, if you guys watch The Flash, you guys all know Captain Cold, Snark. And you also got Mick Rory, the guy with the flame gun. I forgot what his nickname was, but you got the 2 of them. So that's basically the 8-person team. Now, if you guys saw the previews for it and the commercials for it, I kind of thought the Flash and the Green Arrow were going to be in it. And I was hoping that too. The Green Arrow, Oliver Queen, he's in it briefly, just more or less talking with the Atom and telling him, giving him some advice of what to do. But I'm hoping they do some like collaborations in later episodes where he's in some of them, and maybe even the Flash is in some of them. So those are the characters that are in this. Now, I'm a little bit behind on the Flash, and I'm a little bit behind on the Green Arrow, or the Arrow. So this show coming in, it doesn't really fill any of the gaps. Like, I'm not surprised on anything. It's not ruining any of those 2 stories for me. So it's pretty, so far it's pretty good. Now, if you're new to the series and you haven't watched The Flash and you haven't watched The Arrow, do I think you could probably watch this show and not have to watch those? Yeah. I totally think you could watch this show and not have to watch those at all. Just because it's so far different and the story is a little bit off as well. Now, I did not let Haley watch the show. I wanted to see if it was more like The Flash or more like Green Arrow. It's a little bit more like Green Arrow in the terms of death and people dying and violence. Now, The Flash, I let her watch The Flash, and the whole reason why she watches The Flash is because there's not so much death and killing, and there's not so much dramatic scenes of people dying. In this one, first episode, right off the bat, there's a pretty dramatic scene of a character dying. Not one of the 8 main characters, but actually Hawk Girl and Hawkman's son. When they go travel back in time, he dies. Now, real quick, Rip Hunter, he is the time master. He's a time master, and he travels through time. It's basically they control the time. Now, like I said, spoilers. At the end of the episode, we kind of get why he went back in time, and he's going to try to manipulate what happens in the future. And by going back in time and recruiting these guys, he actually leaves the Time Masters to do so. By leaving the Time Masters have to put a bounty on him, and they put a bounty on him, and they send Kronos to be the bounty, or who's a bounty hunter, to get him and to stop him from changing anything in the past. Now, basically, Kronos is pretty much a badass, and in this first episode, his costume, it's not really the best. I think Leonard Stark or Captain Cold, he makes a pretty funny comment about him looking like Boba Fett, and he kind of does. But yeah, that's basically it. But the reason why he goes back in time to change things is basically what happens is, and you see it in the very beginning when you see in the year 2166, I think it's London, they show it all destroyed and people dying, and Vandal Savage is in there, and he kills a lady, and then he talks to a kid, and then he kills the kid. Turns out the lady and the kid were Rip Hunter's wife and his son, and that's why he wants to go back in time to change all of this and to stop him from taking over the world before any of this ever happens for him. Now, if you guys have seen some of the other episodes, I think it was a Green Arrow. I'm not there yet, so that's why I'm guessing. But Hawkgirl and Hawkman, they team up with the Green Arrow and they take down Vandal Savage, supposedly. We find out here that Vandal Savage can come back to life if just one cell is still alive. Pretty cool. Don't know how they're gonna stop him then, but pretty cool. So far, I'm gonna do a little wrap up of this whole thing. I think it was pretty good first episode. I'm looking forward to watching this as a series. I hope there's more than just like, say, 4 or 5 episodes and then they're gonna call it. I hope this is gonna be another ongoing series for the DC universe. Now, wrapping that up, I'm gonna rate this on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being great, 1 being pretty junk. I'm gonna actually give it a pretty high rating. I'm gonna say it was an 8. Action wise, 8. Story wise, for a first episode, was pretty good. It was an 8. Now, I was a little lost in some spots because, yeah, I am behind. I didn't know how Jefferson Jackson became part of Firestorm, but I will catch up on that and I will figure it out myself. Other than that, the story was good. Like I said, it gave it an 8. Giving the whole first episode itself an 8. So, I'm going to wrap it up. That's it. If you guys like my videos, if you guys like the DC's Legends of Tomorrow, comment below. Like always, thumbs up button. Haley's not here. Don't forget to subscribe. Aloha, guys.